Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Charlie Bengel, Jr., CEO of Remax Agent, and welcome to another edition of the Allegiance Way Show. My special guest today is Lisa White out of our Capitol Hill office. Good afternoon, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
I am great. Always good to see you. So, some street cred for Lisa. She has the PMP designation, which I understand is unlike a lot of realtor designations. The PMP one is really hard to get. Also is a seller's representative designee, certified luxury home specialist, military relocation professional, was licensed in 1986, joined Remax full-time in 2015, and is a top producer. So with that, I always like to start, Lisa, with why real estate? You got up one day and decided you want to sell real estate full-time. Tell us about that.
That's so funny. Well, I often tell people real estate's in my blood. So my father had a construction company. He had a brick mason company.
Okay.
And real estate, he was a real estate investor. And so oftentimes we were on the field, in the field with him, laying bricks or tended to lay bricks, mixing water and all those great things, right? So I really enjoyed it. And then later on, I decided to get into the real estate industry and actually didn't even know that's what my father always wanted me to do.
Okay.
And so I've been licensed for just over 30 years. Actually, looks like it's going to be around 35 years.
35 coming up pretty soon. So what got you back? Talk to us about your former full-time career and then getting back into real estate full-time. When was it? Around 2015?
Yes. So I've been licensed since 1986, as I said. I really love the industry. However, prices were higher for that point in time, and the interest rates were like 10 to 12%.
Right.
And so all of a sudden, I realized that things weren't moving like I wanted to, so I changed careers.
Okay.
And opened up a beauty salon.
Okay.
Had that for a while, 5 years exact. And then I went back and finished my bachelor's degree in marketing.
Got it.
From that point, I wanted to see how corporate America ran business because I saw how my father ran business. Then I knew how I did things as a small business, but I wanted to see what corporate America did, what differentiates them from small businesses. So I went on board with Verizon and started off as sales support.
Okay.
Moved into a corporate account manager and learned a lot about marketing there and the importance of brand management. It was really the best decision that I could have made.
Okay.
I not only secured my master's in marketing, but I learned many, many skill sets as far as managing up, managing to the side, the importance of identifying the client's needs so that I could best present the right solution for them, which is all skill sets that I have incorporated into the business.
Got it. And you were there for a while, were you not?
Actually, 14 years.
Yeah. Okay,
Not
good.
longer than I expected.
Got it. So what makes you unique as a real estate agent?
So I would say the first thing is real estate is my passion. I absolutely love helping people, period. I love helping people realize their dream of home ownership and building their legacy. In addition, I take $250 per transaction and donate it to Children's National Medical Center. So as, for example, last year, I donated just over $5,000 to Children's National Medical Center.
Yep, that is amazing. And Remax has been a supporter of Children's Miracle Networks going back to 1992, and Children's National in DC. That's where your money goes. And so for every transaction, we need the world to know, right? A little bit of that commission money goes to Children's National. So I know that, the kids appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. You give more than by far most agents do. And I do thank you for that. Talk to me about, so it's June 10th, 2020. And we're in week, 12 of COVID-19. Things are just barely starting to reopen, right? It has been a very slow reopening in the DC metro market, but real estate was deemed essential from the beginning. So we've still been in business. Talk to me about what's going on with the market. What are you seeing out there right now?
Well, it's truly a seller's market right now. The housing portfolio out there, that houses that are available are slim. There's not
Yeah.
many at all. I'm talking about on the sell side, as well as rentals. We've got
Okay.
people moving into the DMV, especially a couple of the areas that I really focus in, and it's very difficult to find housing, yet alone secure housing, because it's so competitive out here right now.
Got it. Okay. How has your business changed since COVID-19 became a reality?
Well, I am one of those people who embraces change. And so when it first happened, I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
Right.
Right. And then I said, well, let me put my skill sets to use. And I created a PowerPoint presentation. So I created COVID-19 in the real estate economy.
Okay.
And so that tool was to educate people, on my clients and realtors, on what COVID-19 is, where it started, and my expectations of clients as well as agents in protecting themselves as well as others. So for example, it showed you have to wear a mask, you have to wear gloves if you're going into the properties, shoe covers as well. And if you've got any signs of COVID-19, let's not do it.
Right. Yeah. Just wait till you're better. So we've pivoted our business and we're taking precautions with buyers. What precautions, or how has your business changed when representing sellers?
So in regards to sellers, actually sellers and buyers, I really, really embraced virtual technologies, right?
Okay.
So
Tell me more about that.
Yes. So our company has been using Zoom for how long now?
Right. Years.
Quite a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And so I was used to using it with you. And then I'm always wanting to be on the cutting edge. So I said, let me go ahead and purchase Zoom. So I went ahead and purchased Zoom and started using it with clients. So I am literally doing virtual listing presentations. I will send the Zoom link to my to my sellers, and then I'll have at least one of them join their phone so that they can do a virtual tour of the house for me. And I can give them suggestions on things that they may do to get the house ready for the market. So for example, might be decluttering, it might be painting, a few small upgrades, things that will help them maximize their bottom line.
I love it. What recommendations do you have for people needing or wanting to buy or sell now? There's probably some people that, it was one of their goals in 2020 to buy a house, and then COVID hit and that goal might be paused. What advice would you have for buyers? And then we can talk about sellers. Okay,
great. I'm really glad that you said that. There are so many people who are very fearful of COVID-19, and it definitely has impacted our market, right? However, life goes on and business is going on. And guess what? Interest rates are extremely, extremely low right now. Right. And so if you buy now, you can take advantage of the low interest rates. I know that I was just talking to one of my lenders this morning, and he was telling me that there are some interest rates under 3%.
Yeah, I saw V8 today, 2.5. I mean,
amazing.
Who would have thought, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my thing is, if you are ready to purchase, get off the fence. We can do it. We can do it safely. Wear a mask, wear gloves, be ready to put on those shoe covers, or, have your socks on when we go in the houses. Of course, we're going to use at least 6 feet distance when going in, and we can get it done. The other thing is, because there is a housing shortage, you've got to be ready. It's not about like show and tell. Right. You've got to be ready. And one of the things is, of course, we deal with earnest money deposits, right? Yep. And so the earnest money deposit is ensuring the sellers that you are serious about purchasing their home, and you're giving them 1 to 3%. Okay. Asking them to take the property off of the market so that you can get your financing. Now, because we're in such a competitive market, you want to my suggestion is to put as much as you can between that 1 and 3%. Okay. So that your offer looks stronger than the others. And there's a number of other things that you might want to do to be ready. And that's why it's so important to have a professional full-time agent who can help you navigate through the process, because you need a team. You truly need a professional team. You need that lender who is very savvy and understands the business. That lender who can pre-qualify you up front, but guess what? Go beyond that.
Right.
On your credit, tell you the importance of collecting all of your documentation and getting you into underwriting up front. So when it's time to write the offer, we can enter in on the contract. We can close within 10 to 20 days. That helps the seller. Guess what? The seller doesn't have to pay that mortgage but for so long. So if it's multiple contracts, your contract going to be very close to the top. In addition, I have no problem using escalation clauses. A lot of people don't know what they are, and those who have heard of them are afraid of them. But that's when it gets really good. So I would say one of my differentiators is that I like to get in the dirt and help make things turn into gold. I really do. That's when I really
good. And I think that we're fortunate that most of the better agents are starting to use video, virtual tours, so we can narrow the funnel of properties that we want to see in person to a smaller number. And then it's taking the precautions, making sure we're pre-approved. And then, it is a competitive atmosphere out there. And I think taking the advice that you just shared is important. What about for sellers? Sellers might be thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to catch COVID by listing my house. And there's no way to, completely do away with that chance. We know that, but there are certainly ways to minimize it. Tell me about what your advice is for sellers right now.
Correct. So one of the things that I do is I always have, of course, professional photos taken, HDR photos, as well as walkthrough, as well as a 3D Matterport and or the 3D Zillow. So definitely want to have as much digital footage of the property so that information is pushed across the internet.
Right.
That will give you maximum exposure. In addition to that, we will make sure that any agents and buyers or potential buyers coming inside the house has to wear the mask, the gloves, and the shoe covers. In addition, we can have the hand sanitizer there and everything.
Sure.
We also ask the sellers to, if they live there, to have the lights turned on in advance so people don't have to touch as much. As you stated, there's no guarantee. However, as a professional agent, we need to make sure that we're taking as many precautions as we can take to protect not only ourselves, but everyone involved in the transaction.
I love it. Appreciate you sharing that. What advantages are there of using an agent associated with a large international real estate brand like yourself?
Well, I am all about brand management. And so being with that, having that as one of my main topics of discussion, I feel that top brands or larger brands help give you exposure as an individual agent, as a customer on the seller side and the buyer side. Now, with that being said, Remax, for example, is a global company.
Sure.
We've got agents around the world. So those agents oftentimes will look at other agents. Say, for example, there may be someone over in Hawaii who has someone relocating over here in DC.
Right.
They're going to go into the database, the Remax database, and identify an agent here in this area who knows the area and has the expertise in this area. In addition, we have Remax.com, right? And so a lot of buyers will go to that website and research homes. One of the big things that I love about Remax, because I have tried out other companies, one of the reasons why Lisa White came back to Remax is because of the brand. I understand that in order to be successful in life, you have to have the right tools and resources in place. And one of the things that I really respect about Remax is it is on the bleeding edge. There have been times when some other companies have come along and did some things differently. But guess what? Remax took note and we invest in those companies. Oftentimes we've bought some of those companies, right? Because we want to make sure that we have all the skill, all the tools needed for our clients and for you all, the clients being the agents, and then the agents can give that information or use those tools for the sellers. So for example, the marketing piece, design center. When we have a listing and we submit it into or upload it into the MLS, what happens? The design center automatically creates very professional brochures, flyers, and videos for each property. And then those tools can be syndicated across the internet. We can use them in social media. We can email them out, so on and so forth. Now, let's talk about Remax Agent. One of the main reasons I'm with Remax Agent is because it is a small business, but it feels so. How do I say this? It's like a corporation. It acts and runs its business like a corporation, but it feels like family.
Right. I've heard you say that before. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You all care. Remax Agent cares. It's not just caring about their pockets. A lot of times, you're with agencies, you're with companies, and it's all about the bottom line.
Sure.
Right. But what I respect about you, Charlie, is that you literally care about the agents and the agents' health and their legacy, their future. And I appreciate how you sow into us and the other staff, the staff members, we can call them. And then you're always trying to grow the individuals. And it's very, especially in the real estate industry, difficult to come by that type of organization. I've been in at least 4.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I certainly appreciate the compliment. And, our agents are our customers. And we're always trying to add services that are going to make your lives easier and help you grow and reach your goals. So appreciate you being on the show today. Always good to see you. Lisa White out of the Remax Agent's Capitol Hill office. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you so much. You do the same.
Thanks.
Bye.